Step one.
The life that you want is on the other side of your identity switch. The money that you don't have in the bank is based upon how you view yourself. The men that I chose was based upon how I viewed myself. My health was based upon how I viewed myself. So each and every one of you in here has an identity that is keeping you from getting to where you want. And that identity is built upon the traumas. It's built upon mama's beliefs, daddy's fears, and everybody else in your life that thought they were protecting you by putting what they believed onto you. Now you believe it, and you walk around with an identity that has nothing to do with you.
I got some real good for y'all. How about for the next 30 days, you create a character? It can have your name, it could be any name. Like, create a person and put it down on a piece of paper, put it in your notes. Write down all the characteristics of this person, like what they do, their habits, whatever that you want to, of course, do. And do those things for 30 days straight. Like, no stops. Like, act like this is a television show and you have to fulfill this role. Like, this is just a part of you. I did it, and I've been doing it for a couple days now. And when I say like the habits are becoming like more natural, I'm becoming this person. And doing this is linking me and connecting me to my higher self faster. I can't tell y'all my secret name right now, but just know I'm not Maya.
It's giving boss beach. It's giving boss beach. It's giving bad beach. Never ever play me like I'm ass. Never bring a nigga over where I lay my head. Lady in
Hey Rych Babes, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Bella Dior. I hope you love our new intro to A Rich Girl's Glow Up. I'm not feeling so well today. Well, I'm not feeling my best today, but I still wanted to come through and bring you at least one video because that's what we do when we are committed to our glow up journey. No excuses. Today we are talking about identity shifting, what it really means to become the woman of your dreams. It's about stepping into the version of you that already has everything you desire, already living the life that you're working towards. It's a mind shift, a lifestyle shift, and how we elevate ourselves to the next level. Identity shifting is all about recognizing that the person that you want to be is already within you. You have to start making decisions, taking action, and thinking in alignment with that future version of yourself. Whether it's creating healthier habits, setting boundaries, or shifting your mindset to one of abundance and growth, this is how you step into your future self. Identity shifting is the process of redefining who you are at the core, aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy with the version of who you really want to become. So, you see, we often think we need to stop and wait until things happen for us in order to change, but the truth is everything starts with how you see yourself. If you want to change your external world, you first need to change your inner self concept. Shifting your identity means you stop seeing yourself as the person who's trying to become successful, confident, or happy. Instead, you adopt a mindset that you're already that successful, confident, happy woman. You act, think, and make decisions as if you already made it. This is the ultimate form of self-empowerment. Let me break this down. If you want to be wealthy, you need to think like a wealthy person. If you want to be healthy, you need to think like someone who values their health. This doesn't mean faking it till you making it. It means embodying the traits, habits, and mindset that will naturally lead you to where you want to be. This is why identity shifting is so powerful. It rewires your subconscious mind to believe that the version of yourself that you're already working on to create. When you believe in that version of you, you automatically start aligning with opportunities, people, and situations that match your energy. You're no longer sabotaging yourself with limiting beliefs because you're acting in accordance with your new identity. For example, Instead of saying, I hope to be confident one day, you start saying, I am confident. I make decisions with ease. I trust myself. When you start that self-talk and actions match with your desired identity, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Okay, Rych Babes, let's go ahead and get started with this video. I'll come back with the rest of my commentary. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you at the end of this video.
So if you are manifesting your dream life, one thing you want to get into the practice of doing is asking yourself, how would the highest version of me respond in this situation? So if a seemingly negative situation pops up, right? Maybe you have an unexpected expense that just blows through all of your savings, or you and your SP get into an argument. Before you just fly off the cuff and say whatever's on your mind and completely spiral and, crash out, stop and ask yourself, how would the highest version of me respond in this situation? If I was financially free, how would I respond to this unexpected expense? If my SP and I were happily married, how would I respond to this, disagreement that we're having? And I want to make it clear, none of this is about suppressing your genuine emotions, right? We're here on earth to go through the full human experience, which means unpleasant emotions. So it's not about denying those or trying to act like, it doesn't suck when it does. It's just about choosing how you want to respond rather than just continuing into the same unconscious programs, reactions, beliefs. Because how you respond highlights your belief system, right? If you just completely spiral because of that unexpected bill and you're depressed about it for a week, it shows you don't actually align with the beliefs of being financially free yet. So really take the moment and consciously choose how you react over and over and over again. Soon enough, it will become your new normal, right? That will become your automatic programming. And you'll be more aligned with the identity of what it is you're trying to create.
It's time to level up your whole fucking life. It's time to stop living in victim mentality. It's time to stop feeling bad for yourself about your current circumstances. I remember when I fell into a huge financial hole and I was living $10,000 in debt and I was driving around delivering people's food for Uber. I decided in that moment I'm going to change my identity from being broken to a person who views themselves in their mind as super magnetic, super abundant. And my entire life leveled up in 90 days. Remember, that's when I manifested my first $20,000 a month. And from there, those months just kept doubling on autopilot. So if you're ready to level the fuck up, you need to do these two things. Number one, you need to change how you speak to yourself, because the conversations you're having in your mind are not freaking private conversations. The creator is listening to you and it's acting it out for you, meaning you are manifesting all the things that you're having conversations about in your mind. So if you want to manifest a fucking glow up, a financial glow up, a physical glow up, you need to talk to yourself like you're already that version of you, like you are already that identity. And number two, I need you to stop freaking the fuck out. Your anxiety is getting the best of you. When you start to incorporate emotional intelligence into your day-to-day life, your whole reality starts to shift. Because now your emotions don't control you, you control them. Meaning the external world has no control and no dictation over your feeling state. When my clients start to incorporate nervous system regulation exercises into their day-to-day life, look at the results they are manifesting. They're going from 0 to 100 real fucking quick simply by using the manifestation formula that you guys can all download linked in my bio before it expires. So as you transform your internal identity from your speech patterns in your mind, because remember your word is your wand, and you choose to regulate yourself emotionally, everything must shift. It is a universal law.
Letting go of the old story can simply just be as easy as no longer choosing to identify with it. Because we hear it over and over so much. I can't let go of the old story. The old story is still playing out. The old story, the old story, the old story, but it's you deciding no longer to buy into this old story. So it is as simple as deciding, I'm now choosing to let go of this old story. This is not who I identify with anymore. I keep making the decision, keep choosing my new story, new assumptions, the new identity that I'm choosing for myself. And that's how we start to dissolve the old story. We're no longer choosing to identify with it. Keep holding on to it like a badge of honor. You know, when you don't have to keep subscribing to it, you have a choice to decide every single moment it pops up, that's not my truth anymore. That's not the story that I'm identifying with going forward. I choose this new story. As you keep choosing to shift into the new identity, the new version of yourself, choosing the new story, the old one will get less. It dies out. So your job is just to keep returning yourself to the new story over and over and over. So you're forgiving past versions of yourself and others, deciding your new truth. You're working on your self-concept, you're pouring into yourself, and this is how the new identity starts to take root. You let go of that old story, claiming a new reality for yourself, because we know the 3D is old, it's an old echo. So as you keep choosing the new story over the old one will dissipate and fall away, and you'll start experiencing the new one, and you're no longer attached to the old story anymore. So we let go of the old story by choosing the new one. And that's exactly how simple it gets to be. If you want more help with this, we are launching our embodied self-concept that you can get on the waitlist for, where we really teach you to build an unbreakable self-concept. You no longer feel like you're attached to this old story that's weighing you down. You're able to release it, you're able to move forward, you're able to claim a new identity for yourself, feeling more unstoppable in your reality, able to become so unfazed and unbothered by what's going on. You know that the old reality is just the old stuff playing out. You get to claim a new reality for yourself internally, and that's what will be reflected back. And the link is in our bio.
If nobody will tell you this, I will. The people that are treating life as a game are the ones that are winning. You don't even realize how close you are to a completely different life. You're only a few thoughts away. Not a few years, not a few months, a few thoughts. Because new thoughts breed new actions. New actions bring new beliefs. New beliefs create a new identity. This is my favorite part. And a new identity brings a new reality. Hear me out. You are the writer, the creator, and the director of your own story. You quite literally call the shots. And you can't be worried about the next chapter when you personally know the author. It's you. Your subconscious mind or your subbussy has literally gotten you to where you are right now. And between me and you, it's super gullible. It does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined, so the goal is to trick it. It's literally a GPS that will take you wherever you want to go. At any moment, if you don't like where you're at, you have the power to tear it all down and start over. I literally rebrand my life like once every 3 months. View becoming your higher self like you're a character in a video game or an actor in a movie. Commit to the bit. Daddy Universe wants to give you everything you want, you just have to show that you're ready for it. This might be a little unhinged, but I don't give a fuck. I do this thing called the month of acting, where I essentially just create a character that's my higher self and I pretend to act like them for 30 days. I quite literally just play pretend until I'm not pretending anymore and I become that version of myself. It's an easy way to level up. So I essentially design this character top to bottom, like their income, what they do, where they live, and then I reverse engineer that into what I can do into my daily life now to achieve that. Some people might call it delusional, but somehow all my delusions keep coming true. A question I want you to ask yourself is, how can I design a month, a week, a day in my true ideal reality, the person that I want to be, my ideal life? And then how can you show up as that version of yourself now, every day? And then how can you show up as that version of yourself now, every day? There's truly magic in new beginnings, and we are restarting the year on August 1st. If you want to join me for the month of acting and completely rebrand your identity, check the top of my profile. Can't wait to see your transformation.
It is so easy to manifest and shift realities. Think of yourself and the 3D as puzzle pieces. Now when you shift, you're changing to be a different shape because you're now choosing to be a new version of you. So obviously the puzzle piece from the old story does not match up to the version of yourself that you're choosing to be. And you may feel uncomfortable looking at the old story, but to be honest, the 3D has no meaning. So you're just disliking the thoughts of your previous self. But if you persist in being your new self, your 3D is going to have to match your puzzle piece.
If you do this, you will entirely shift your reality. Like if you do this, there is just no going back to the old version of you that has been settling in their life. I am talking, this is going to create an entire 180 in your life. Okay, this is the exercise. We know that our identity basically plays this dance with our frequency, and our frequency is ultimately what creates our reality. The problem here is that we can't change what we don't know. So in order for you to shift your reality, we have to first uncover where or how you're currently identifying. So we have to figure out how you're identifying and what your like homeostasis frequency is. So this is what I want you to do. So I want you to get out your notes app on your phone, or you can write this down, doesn't really matter, but you just probably want to have it on your phone so it's like handy dandy and you can just pull it out anytime. But you're going to write current identity and current frequency. And basically what I want you to do is document how you speak to yourself for the next like 4 to 5 days, or you could do this for a week. Whenever you can, I want you to add in those thoughts or recurring beliefs or ways that you speak to yourself under current identity. And then you're also going to, under current frequency, I want you to plug and play like your emotional states, okay? So like every day, Don't just do this once a day. Do it like multiple times a day, maybe like morning, afternoon, night. I want you to document how you're feeling, because your emotions also indicate energetically where you're lying frequency-wise. So I want you to like document all of this for the next 4 to 5 days. And then after you've done that and you can clearly see the pattern in who you are and how you identify, then we have to break down the contrast. So we need to have you first list out all of your desires, like what you're trying to manifest, how you're looking to shift your reality. And then I want you to think about and put yourself in their shoes. What would they be thinking? What would they be believing? Like this most ideal version of you. And then down here, I want you to describe their homeostasis frequency. So remember that our emotions indicate our frequency in which we're resonating at. So I want you to think about how you would feel in this life if you had all of those desires, if you were having all of these thoughts, if you believed in all of those things as your identity, how would you feel? And then here's the kicker. I need you to put the lists side by side. This is how you start to shift your frequency, because you're about to see, when you put those lists side by side, you're about to see the insane disconnect. And like, this is a huge wake-up call for most people, because they're not even aware of how bad their belief system actually is. And the fact that it is so different from where they desire to be, or who they desire to be, or what they desire to have. This is when we make the changes, because we're no longer going to want to reside in the old identity or current identity.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the life that you desire is waiting for you on the other side of an identity shift. This can be applied to anything in life. If you want to be consistent gym girly, if you want to be an early morning bird, if you want to be a globetrotter. This is honestly how I became a gym girly 10 years ago. This is how I did well in school. I was like, I want to be my own body goals. I want to be able to get into grad school. I began to see myself as my ideal self, and then began acting as my ideal self. Honestly, identity switching is a lot easier and a lot less woo than it sounds. Let me give you a concrete example here. Let's use the consistent gym girly example, because that's my thing. I am an online health and fitness coach that focuses on sustainability and helping clients create sustainable fitness habits. So you want to be consistent gym girly, right? Let's envision that ideal self. Literally grab a pen and paper, envision, and let's write it down. Write down what that would look like for you. The key here is to make it as realistic as possible, okay? So that we can start taking action right away. You have the intent. I want to equip you with the tools to follow through. Does this ideal self work out in the morning? Is this a time frame that's going to allow for her to be the most consistent long term? What are some potential hurdles that she might experience? Write this all down. Figure out what she does. Make sure it's within reason, and then figure out any potential hurdles. I want to be able to plan ahead, because life has this way of just throwing hurdles our way when things start getting good. So plan ahead. A hurdle for a morning workout girl might be sometimes you're tired, and instead of working out, you want to opt to hit the snooze button instead. I've been there. I want you to reaffirm the idea that your ideal self keeps future you in mind at all times. She's always thinking ahead for future you. I always say this, I'm always thinking about future Tim, and that's because I literally am. Reaffirm the idea that your ideal self is always looking out for future you. It wants to do what's best for future you. Just to recap, the key is to envision a version of yourself that is attainable. Start thinking and operating like him or her, and then literally step into that identity and start acting as him or her. Whenever you want to return back to your old ways, simply reaffirm the idea that you are working and thinking about future you. Hope you found this helpful. This is the first of the identity series, just because I have a lot to say about this topic.
So when I wanted to experience something new in my life, I put myself in a position to experience new, and I did that by changing my identity. Now, I know a lot of people talk about just thinking like that person, but I found it fun. It's not mandatory, but I found it fun to act it out. So I dressed like her. I made decisions like her. When I went on solo dates, I acted like her, until the new thoughts that I was trying to adopt became normal. And when it became normal, what happened is that my external experience really changed, because mentally I thought and I felt like her. Feelings are not needed, but The feelings came naturally after I started to think like her dominantly.
If you want to completely reinvent yourself and become unrecognizable, then you have to fully commit to being the new character of who you want to be right now. If you're watching this video right now, stop what you're doing, grab a pen and paper. If you can't right now, save this video for when you can do it for later, because this exercise is going to change your life. On this piece of paper, you are going to write down everything about the ideal version of yourself that you want to be. I'm talking like the 2.0 highest version of you when you think about your ideal self, and you're going to write everything about them. How they speak to themselves, how they feel, what they're doing, how they carry themselves, what are their standards and boundaries, what are the types of relationships that they have in their life. Now that you've gotten that clarity and you've made that visualization of the ideal character of you, you are committing that right now you are stepping into and embodying that version of you. You are now it. There is no more waiting. There's no ideal version. You are the ideal version right now. A lot of people are waiting for these external circumstances to come in and, oh, when I have this, then I'll be the ideal version of myself, when really it's an inside job. Who you are internally is going to then in turn create your external reality around you. So it really just all starts with your decision to say, there is no ideal version of me. I am the ideal version of me right now in this moment. And then your external reality is going to start matching that. And now that you are your ideal version of you, watch how your external reality starts catching up and matching that to become your ideal.
It took me 4 years to learn what I'm about to teach you in a minute and a half. You can decide exactly who you want to be and become that person. And you don't need friends in high places. You don't need to run through somebody's program. No, you can become that person right now. Change can take place in an instant. You simply have to identify the differences in your thoughts and your actions between current you and the you would like to be. And you need to believe enough in your vision to actually change the actions and change the thoughts of current you. Now, there is an enemy working against you. Future you is pulling you forward. Past you is pulling you back. And present you is trying to make the decision whether to listen to future you or past you. See, past you knows that if you listen to future you and you go with future you, you're going to lose past you. You're going to lose your habits, your mindsets. And so past you fights with everything it has to keep you from listening to future you. It'll give you all sorts of limiting beliefs like you're not enough. That goal is too high. You're not the right type of person for this. It'll tell you you're a victim, so you shouldn't have to change. It'll tell you anything to get you not to listen to future you. Anything to discredit the vision of who you're supposed to be. Now, how do you side with future you to defeat past you? Consume the content by people who are where you want to be. This is the power of content creation. This is the power of intentional consumption. The positive influence will pull you up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Remember, all these things that past you tells you, they're true. Sure, you're a victim. Sure, you're weak. Sure, it is not your fault. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't still listen to future you. Just because the way is dangerous does not mean you shouldn't take
Something I was really thinking about in the last couple of days, and I've even talked about this with people in my membership, is the fact that there is a price to pay with your level up. And what do I mean by this? Okay, when you're working on your self-concept and you're changing the stories you've been telling yourself, you're changing essentially the way that you're identifying yourself, you're not going to resonate with every single person in your life. And this isn't a bad thing. It's not really like you need to cut everyone off and cut ties and be like, okay, I'm going to find a new group of fucking people. But I feel like it naturally fizzles out. Like when you have different things that you're looking forward to, you have different goals that you're working on, you're looking at yourself in a different manner. You're not really resonating with like gossiping, complaining, talking shit. You just don't vibe with the same people you used to. And it's not a bad thing. And this even goes with like people that you're dating or people that you're seeing. That's why like I'll talk about people that have an SP. They start working with me or they're working on their self-concept on their own, doing this work. And they're like, oh my God, I've been working on my self-concept and I really don't want to be with this person anymore. And why does that happen? It's because you're recognizing your worth and value and realizing that you are meant for so much more. Like this world is so much bigger than you thought. Like you're expanding your mind, you're expanding your consciousness, you're being open to the availability and abundance all around you. This goes with friendships too. Like if you're doing better and other people are not wanting to level up with you or they're like staying where they're at, sometimes it comes off as a threat too. And I'm not saying this to like say that you're better than them or that like working on your self-concept makes you better, but it's like people that don't see you at the level that you were before. It's like you're almost like holding a mirror to them and being like, okay, this is what you could be. And people don't always like that. This is not to try to steer you away from working on your self-concept because of the changes that come with it. It's just to tell you that your old life is going to cost you your new one. Like this is the price that is paid with you working on yourself, becoming a new version of yourself. And this should be so fucking freeing and like expansive because you're not going to stay small and stay where you were. Like, you realize how many opportunities and how many amazing people and how many amazing experiences are out there. Do not let this steer you away from doing the things that you need to do to work on yourself, elevating yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. Because people will either meet you or you'll meet new people along the way.
Before I started identity switching. Number one, people will try to remind you of the old you. Oh, remember when you used to, or you don't do this anymore? Nope, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't know who this man is.
I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
The old me is dead and gone, honey, so why do we keep bringing her up? You might have urges to go back to old habits. Growing is painful sometimes, and temptation is real and it will come, but you don't have to let it win. It's okay to reinvent yourself as many times as you need to until you get it right. This is your life, and if you want to reinvent yourself 6 times and live 6 different lives, guess what? That's your choice, and you get to do that until you become the perfect version of yourself. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. You're going to have to sacrifice the familiar old you in order to become the new you. It's not called identity switching for no reason. And lastly, you're probably going to lose friends along the way, and that's okay. Sometimes you grow apart from friends and you're just not aligned anymore. But rest assured that God is going to bring the people that are aligned for you at the perfect time. Never be afraid to identity switch. You deserve to be exactly who you want to be, okay? Love you, girl. Call me back later. Bye.
The life that you want is on the other side of your identity switch. Let me tell you why. By the way, I am Brittany the Christian, your personal feminine healing coach, and I help my women believers erase their limited beliefs and rewire their mind for 6-figure success. The men that I chose was based upon how I viewed myself. The money that I didn't have in a bank account was based upon how I viewed myself. My health, my weight loss, my journey was based upon how I viewed myself. My career, my salary was based upon how I view myself. So I'm here to let you know that each and every one of us has an identity that is keeping us from getting to the next level.
You think Beyonce created Sasha Fierce just because she loved a little imaginary friend? No. If you're going to be successful this year, you need to create an alter ego, a new identity. Okay, so to do this, you first need to think about who you want to be. What does this person have? What do they look like? How do they dress? What do they do every day? Look, you're going to write this down. Anytime you put anything to pen to paper, it is automatically successful. I don't care. So first you're going to write down who is this new identity. And once you write down who they are, what they are, how they dress, what their job is, what they do every day, then you're going to give them a name. This is where Beyonce went right. Beyonce became Sasha Fierce every time she stepped out on that stage. So every time that you wake up, you need to be your alter ego, your identity. And the craziest thing is, this is manifestation. This is going to bring you closer to being that person because you're doing what they're going to do every day. There's an equation to manifestation. It's desire plus physical action. That creates your manifestation. So to visualize who you want to be and then to take the steps every day to start doing whatever they're doing and really stepping into that alter ego identity is literally going to manifest you in millions of dollars and anything that you could ever desire. I love this notebook so much. It literally has every manifestation method, technique, and ritual that you could need. Get this book and create your own Sasha Fierce persona today.
It is possible to change your whole life in a year. I'm living proof. I'm a completely new person. Come on in. Let's get the fuck into it. I did it, y'all. I finally made that identity shift. And to be all the way honest, it feels so damn good. I finally feel like all of that damn healing work that I was doing is paying the fuck off. I'm finally that person that I went to therapy looking for. Even though I was always her underneath all of the trauma and the damn baggage. And that's not to say that it's all gone, but I finally grown into the person that I had to access in order to become my true self, to reap the benefits of becoming my true self. I finally have had the courage to let go of all of the bullshit that was holding me back before. And even in my past videos, you can see that I was afraid to really show up fully in my power. At the beginning of this year, y'all, I set an intention to show up as more of myself and stop hiding behind the mask that I created for myself due to the fear of rejection.
I'm about to change my life. I'm about to change my identity. And I'm not saying I'm going to be fake, no. But I'm finally going to become that woman God already created me to be. I'm going to tap into her. Do the necessary work that I need to do in order to become her. I deserve that. I'm ready to become her. And you have to have a mindset to be ready. This is going to be very interesting. I'm not going to front and think like it's going to be easy. It's not. For the past few days I've been feeling like all in my emotions, and I just thought I missed home. No, that's not it. What that is, I'm mourning what I have to leave. I'm mourning my past. Because today, it starts today. Mourning my old self, my old way of thinking. I'm mourning that. That's what's going on the inside of me. Because I know that I can no longer be the same. I'm not the same. I'm not going to be able to receive things the same, perceive things the same, or think the same. Talk to myself different. It's going to be one of the best years of my life. And I'm not talking about money, mindset. I'm finally going to do the necessary work, all of it. I've done work, but it's a different level. Let's go.
It's about becoming your vision rather than wanting it. When your identity merges with your desires, that's when you start to actually manifest, right? So when you start to create your reality or bring into fruition your dreams. Your dreams are this visual thing that exists in your mind, but they're not embodied. They're not actually here physically. How do you bridge that gap? Through your identity. When you become your vision, rather than just desire your vision, reality changes effortlessly. Because you get what you are, not what you want. Everybody wants financial abundance, but only a few people are truly rich. So become all that you can be. Be ideal now and watch reality change effort.
Now, I am super excited because I've been working on something to help you Rych Babes with your own glow up journey. Tonight at 8 p.m. I'm releasing 2 brand new ebooks on richmilanco.com. The first is Level Up Guide and Workbook. The second is Manifest That Shyt ebook. These are designed to help you create the life that you desire and elevate into the person you always dreamed of becoming. I'ma just quickly tell you about these books. The Level Up Guide and ebook is your step-by-step blueprint for upgrading every area of your life. Whether it's your mindset, career, or your personal relationships, this guide is all about giving you the tools to shift into the best version of yourself and stay consistent with that shift. There are actionable exercises to help you identify what's been holding you back and how to break through those barriers. The Manifest That Shyt ebook is all about manifesting your dreams into a reality, diving deep into the power of your thoughts and words and how you can use them to attract everything you want. This ebook will help you develop a daily routine that aligns with your energy with your desires. Whether you're focused on manifesting money, love, or personal growth, it's all in there. Both ebooks will be going live tonight at 8 p.m. on richmilanco.com, and I know they're going to be a game changer for anyone who is serious about elevating their life. Now, how to start shifting your identity? The first thing you will need to do is become aware of your current identity. What beliefs do you hold about yourself that might be keeping you stuck? What story are you telling yourself every day? For example, if you consistently tell yourself that you're not good enough or things will never work out for you, that's the identity you're embodying, and that's exactly what you're going to keep attracting. Next, start affirming your new identity. Replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of "I'm not good enough," try "I am more than capable of achieving my goals." And don't just say it, feel it. When you embody the feelings and actions of the woman you want to become, you send a signal to the universe that you're ready for those things to manifest in your life. And remember, Rych Babes, this process isn't something that happens overnight, but with consistency and intention, you'll start seeing shifts in your life that align with the woman you're always dreamed of becoming. So thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on this journey. Special shout out to all of you that have already purchased items from Rych Milan Co. during the $10 promotion that ends today. And remember, I have 2 ebooks dropping tonight at 8 p.m. on the site that's going to help you with elevating and manifesting everything you desire. Always don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what part of your identity that you're working on to shift. And until next time, keep growing, keep glowing, stay rich, Rych Babes.